Hey, welcome back to Journey with Ryan. It's Ryan, and I'm here in Munich, Germany, and I'm spending the next 9 or 10 days in Europe traveling around, but we are starting here in Munich at Oktoberfest with 4 of my great friends, my wife Jordan, my friends Kelly and Lizzie, and our other good friend Justin, and we're about to have a good time. Come with us.
After arriving in Munich and grabbing the train into town, we checked into our hostel and headed to the Marienplatz to get lunch and then grab some beers at the Hofbrauhaus.
Live at Oktoberfest here at the Hofbrauhaus. As you can see, the structure probably older than America, so nobody cares because it means it's not history until it was made by America. Oh my God! Now.
Prost!
Hofbrauhaus is quite old though. It was built in 1589, but it wasn't accessible to the public until 1828. After a liter or two, it was time to head to Theresienwiese to the actual Oktoberfest festival grounds. During our trip, we would go to both Oktoberfest in Munich and the Canstatter Volksfest in Stuttgart, and I'll compare the two of these on 7 different categories, but more on that later. We arrived at the festival grounds and were greeted by masses of people. Food and souvenirs line the main street, and the cookie hearts are for wearing, not eating. And if you need the bathrooms, keep an eye out for Cupid, who will point you in the right direction. To either side of the main street sit enormous beer tents, which are huge multi-story temporary buildings that begin construction over 2 months before the start of the festival. Each tent is owned by a brewery and has a unique design and vibe on the inside and out. If you want to drink in the tents, make sure you arrive early to get a first-come, first-served table, or make a reservation ahead of time. If you don't have a seat, you can't get beer. And while we found wine and mixed drinks near the carnival rides, we didn't find any beer outside of the tents and their beer gardens. Reservations for a table start at a few €100, but also generally come with a credit towards purchasing food and beer. When you filled your belly with beer, make sure you go on all of the spinning carnival rides on the other side of the festival, because that's a great idea. Oh, and I had to get spaghetti ice, my favorite German snack as well.
Spaghetti ice!
After the fire alarm in our hostel contributed to our sleep deprivation, we made a stop to tour the BMW Museum and headed across the street to the Olympia Park for lunch and a nice stroll in the park where the 1972 Olympic Games were held. While I'm not the biggest soccer fan in the world, I went to a Paris Saint-Germain game a few years ago and was captivated by the European football atmosphere, so I made sure we could make it to a Bayern Munich game while in town. The recent transfer of Harry Kane to the team made getting tickets more difficult than it already was, but after becoming a club member and getting access to the Zweitmarkt, with enough refreshing over a few weeks, we were finally able to secure 2 tickets in the Süd Curve for the match. And with a final score of 3-0, it was a Bayern win. And the stadium train station made it easy to get in and out with just a bit of walking. Now that we've done Munich, it's on to Stuttgart. Just 2 hours away by train is the world's second largest of these festivals, only behind Munich, the Canstatter Volksfest. With over 4 million visitors compared to Munich's over 7 million, it feels just as large but somehow less crowded. The beer tents are not quite as large, but follow many of the same rules. Bathrooms are available but seem to be more crowded. And there are plenty of carnival rides to enjoy, including the bad idea spinning rides. Our favorite was the Fun House with the rainbow glasses. The largest difference that I noticed was that beer was available in quite a few areas outside the tents, and you could walk around the festival with it. As the clock neared midnight and the festival slowly came to a close, the adjacent train station made it easy to get back to our hotel. With many elements the same in Munich as Stuttgart, it felt like a roughly similar experience at each, but here's the breakdown as promised. The most important thing at one of these festivals is obviously beer, and in terms of quality and cost, both matched up pretty equally. Entry to both festivals was completely free, but there were less crowds at the Volksfest. The number and types of rides seemed about the same, though we did more of the rides in Stuttgart. There seemed to be a lot more bathrooms at Oktoberfest, and they were definitely less crowded. As with most things in Europe, public transit was easily accessible at both festivals, but the station in Stuttgart was much closer to the festival entrance than in Munich. And while Oktoberfest takes the crown for having much larger beer tents, the accessibility of beer outside the tents at Volksfest was a definite plus. So while I think both festivals were fun and are about equal, let me know in the comments which one you think is better, and let me know if I missed something important to know. Alright, I'm off toward another journey. I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.
Kelly's a wiener schnitzel.
I'm a wiener schnitzel. All we've seen so far are chihuahuas, no dachshunds. What's up with that? What's up with that? Are they just normal size here? Are chihuahuas the normal size and we just overbred them? What happened? Is it because everything in America is bigger? So, you know, your normal size chihuahua becomes the dachshund.